What's up, Gemini? Welcome to your Inspirational Astrology Weekly Forecast for the week of August 19th through 25th, 2013. I am astrologer David Palmer, the Leo King, here to illuminate the collective consciousness. There's a lot happening this week. There's a big full moon in Aquarius, which for you as a Gemini, big air sign, this is going to be a good week. This is about blowing your mind in a big way. So this is always good, right? But it's more of your perceptions. And I think a lot of this is getting down to your perception of life, but to find more happiness and to make sure that you're in the right place in the world. And I think a lot of this has to do as well with, seeing how awesome you are and to make sure that you're really allowing the universe to bring everything you need in your life. But that comes with mind, especially for a Gemini. The universe will only bring in what you believe or what you think will come in. And this week it's about that you need to see that you could have more, way more in your life. That's why all this energy this week comes in to just say, you know what? Why have I been so focused on these little things in my life? And especially love. Venus in Libra, all this energy about love relationships, but I think some big decisions here as this comes in, whap, to the end of this week where there's going to be a huge cardinal cross. So relationships and love and happiness and getting what your happiness, you got to make sure as well. I'm going to just be quite honest here. I think there's a lot going on with relationships with Geminis, and a lot of this has to do with your guys' attitudes and your beliefs and making sure that you've got these in tune. Maybe you've said a lot of things to some people and there's been some upset energy, and maybe as well there's some really good relationships that you're needing to come out with a lot of things, and you're going to need to let your heart come out on the table this week. I think that you're going to have to let things out because this is leading towards extreme pressure around your relationships. And this extreme pressure is about really making sure that you get your happiness, to make sure that you're being civil out in the world too. You got to remember that we got a world, there's certain ways that the world does things, and this is what Uranus and Aries is helping Geminis with, is making sure that your beliefs and to make sure that your idea of things are in alignment with this way of the world, and that they're not coming in between maybe love or happiness in your life. And a lot of this has to do with you creating more in your life, having more money, feeling more valuable. And I think feeling more valuable in your relationships, but it's about new ways of understanding how to let that out. As a Gemini, a lot of this has to do with how you talk to people over the last month. And a lot of this has to do with this has to do about blowing your perspectives into different ones. And if you're going to receive more, you've got to feel like you're worth bringing in more into your life. And you've got to communicate that correctly to not only the people around you, but to the universe. And I think that's what this is about. You wanting more in a relationship. Well, have you stepped up and have you said it the politically correct way? Have you made sure that you've observed all the facts, not just a couple? And have you made sure that this week that you're finding your own happiness in yourself, which is going to only be with if you feel worthy of that happiness and if you trust that the universe will bring you everything that you want. I think a lot of this has to do with trust, even in your intimate relationships and so forth. What is the boundaries in these relationships? What are they? They're very important. And I think you saying the right things to people is so important, and making sure that you get it all out. Because as the sun comes into Virgo at the end of this week, things really change. And this has to do with your comfort. This has to do with getting your life organized, but your emotions organized, so you can feel better. So you can come into a better life. And I think a lot of this has to do with the perspective. And a lot of it has to do with making sure that you communicate correctly to those around you and to those that you love, so you can get to the bottom of anything going on in a relationship. Check out my website, inclusiveastrology.com, if you want a one-on-one reading from me. Thank you guys for all your support, and I will see you next week.